This is 4.8, day 1, part 2. We pulled this question. It wasn't as good of a picture to pull from the textbook when we scanned it, so I reconstructed it. On the left, we have this building. The building's height is unknown. And the distance away with the angle of elevation, with the smokestack, and then without the smokestack. So this first one is 35 degrees. And then the next one is 53 degrees, now including the smokestack. Here's the bottom of the smokestack, here's the top of the smokestack. And what we want to do is find out what is the height of this smokestack. But we don't know what the height of the building is either. So this is a multi-step problem. So my recommendation is to split up this big triangle sets, the big one in the blue and the littler one in the red, and separate them out so you can visualize them and use right triangle trig. So they look like this, where we have the big triangle, which is 53 degrees, 200 feet, and then the distance of A plus X. Then we have 35 degrees with just the height of the building, and then the distance away, 200 feet. So those are the two triangles we're working with. One with the smokestack and one with just the building. And we want to find out what that X is. So what we're going to do first is we're going to find the length of A. How tall the building is. Who can tell me how we find A? The distance of A. Tangent, great. So you're recognizing that in that smaller triangle, this is side opposite, and this is side adjacent. So you're going to choose the tangent. So the tangent of 35 degrees equals opposite, which is your unknown, and then your adjacent of 200. What will be the next step to solve for A? Times both sides by 200? Okay. So 200 times the tangent of 35 degrees equals A. So how tall is this building? 140. Okay. So now this is 140 feet for the height of this building. But we're going to add on some unknown distance X for the smokestack. So I'm just going to come over here now and substitute in my 140 for A plus X. Do you agree? Okay. Now, using trigonometry again, how do we find out what X is? Going over to the bigger triangle. Tangent again, correct. We're going to choose the tangent again. Here is side opposite. Here is side adjacent. There is an unknown X in there, and that unknown X represents the height of our smokestack. So we're going to use tangent again. So the tangent of, what's the angle measure now? 53 degrees. Opposite is 140 plus X all over 200 feet away. And now we solve for X. So what should we do first? Multiply by 200. And then what? Okay, so what's 200 times the tangent of 53 degrees? 265.4. And then subtract 140. Okay. So x equals 125.4 feet is the height of the smokestack. All right, one problem left. Don't need to write the entire example down, that's also in your textbook. I drew a picture for you. I would draw the picture instead. So here's a swimming pool. It's 20 meters in length. There is a deep end and a shallow end. This side is the shallow end, and it has a depth of 1.3 meters. The right side of this figure is the deep end. It has a distance of 4 meters deep. And then what I did is I constructed a rectangle and then a triangle. And this angle of depression is unknown. That's what we're trying to solve for. So we want to solve for angle A. How steep is the decline in this pool? So how do we do it? The inverse tangent. Do we agree? So we would identify these two sides to angle A. This is opposite. This is adjacent. So we would use inverse tangent to find the angle measure. So to find angle A, we choose the correct trig function. The tangent of any angle is opposite over adjacent, and we substitute in what we know. We know the opposite and the adjacent. So the tangent of A equals opposite 2.7 over adjacent. How do you finish solving that question? Inverse it. So make sure you're in degree measure in your calculator. A equals the tangent inverse of 2.7 over 20. So what is the angle of depression? 7.68 is the angle of depression of the swimming pool. The difficult part sometimes is drawing these pictures and labeling them in the correct places and then choosing the correct trig function. This will finish our lesson. Here is the assignment. Page 338, 1 through 27, odd.